Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today I've got an Allen Iverson build for you. So I've just chosen to put Allen Iverson as a shooting guard. Now he did play both shooting guard and point guard during his career. But when I think of Allen Iverson, I think of an undersized shooting guard that pretty much got buckets whenever he stepped on the court. So I'm going to choose to make him as a shooting guard. But you can always change the position and make it exactly the same and nothing will change. So for me, just a shooting guard today. In terms of the height, I've chosen to put him at 6 foot. That's what he's listed at on basketballreference.com, at 6 foot tall. So that's what I'm going to go with. In terms of his weight, we're just going to drop that down to 169. It's not quite the minimum, but I just found that was a good mix for the weight in terms of the attribute layout that I wanted. In terms of the wingspan, we are going to drop that down to 6'3". So that's just to ensure that the ball handle gets pushed up, as well as a bit of shooting. Body shape's up to you. I just chose defined, and we'll move on to the attributes. So for close shot, we're just going to push that to 49. This just gets upgraded with mid-range shot, which we'll upgrade later. Now for driving layup, now I heard Shaq say that whenever a little guy used to come into the paint, he just used to whack them to make sure they didn't want to come back in there again. But he always used to say Allen Iverson was the only little guard that just kept coming at him no matter what. Would always drive to the paint and try and score every time. So I wanted to get the fearless finisher and the giant slayer badges gold. So I'm going to push driving layup to 89 to get them both gold. So fearless finisher and giant slayer. For driving dunk, now he could definitely dunk in his early years. He had an ability to dunk, so I wanted to get some contact dunks with this build. So we will get the pro contact dunks with this build at 84 driving dunk. But that'll be all for finishing. Now for shooting, he wasn't a particularly good 3-point shooter. He shot low 30s. Even his just all-round field goal percentage was under 40% for a couple of years during his career. So he wasn't a great shooter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put mid-range shot to 79 and 3-point shot to 88, just to still get some shooting badges, because he was pretty good in the mid-range, just not the 3-point line. But I think if he were to play today, those two would be swapped around and his 3-point shot would be his real weapon, and he'd have some sort of ability to hit in the mid-range as well. So I've chosen to go 79 mid-range and 88 3-point shot for the 27 shooting badges. In terms of free throw, I'm just going to put that to 83. That's just what I had left. I managed to get it to a good rating. He shot about somewhere in the mid-70s for his career. So he was a decent free throw shooter. Now for playmaking, he did play point guard for some seasons in his career, and a few of those seasons he did average over 7 assists a game, which is pretty decent. So he's no slouch as a playmaker. But as always with just about every build, we're going to get that 85 pass accuracy. Except this time we're going to bump it up by 1 to 86 just to get that extra badge point. Now for ball handle, this is crucial to Allen Iverson. We're going to push ball handle to 94. That's why we drop the wingspan, and that's to get Hall of Fame ankle breaker. If they're going to name this badge after a player, they should probably call it the Iverson badge. Now we all know the Tyronn Lue shot where he broke his ankles, made him fall to the floor, hit the shot and then stepped over him. And of course the Jordan shot as well, where he shook him twice and hit that mid-range shot right in his face. So we definitely want ball handle 94. Speed with ball we also want 93. Just to get the extra badge point, but also you get speed with quick first step, Hall of Fame with speed with ball at 92. So go to 92 to get the quick first step, and then an extra badge point at 93. But that'll be all for playmaking. In terms of defense, now he was a 3-time steals champ, so I want perimeter defense to be pretty high. So I've chosen to go to 86 defense because I do like having menace available. I've used it in the past and these are pretty decent if you can get it at a high level. So that's there if you like menace like I do at 86 perimeter defense. And then we've got, as a 3-time steals champ, we want steal pretty high. So we're going to push it to 96 to get that Hall of Fame pickpocket with also Hall of Fame interceptor as well. But that'll be all for defense with the 20 badges. In terms of physicals, he was lightning quick out on the court. So we could go to 94 speed, but I'm going to drop that down to 90. And also the same with acceleration, we're going to put it at 90. So he will still be really quick. You got 90 speed and acceleration. That's nothing to sneeze about. In terms of vertical, we are going to push that to 75 so that we unlock the contact dunks. That's the requirement. And the rest will go on stamina for 90 stamina. And that's the build. So in total, we have 22 finishing, 27 shooting, 34 playmaking, and 20 defensive badges for a total of 103 badges for this Allen Iverson build. That's lightning fast, has really great defense, particularly steal. You know, if you're coming up against big guards that have long wingspans, you know, their handle's going to be a bit loose, and you're going to be able to, if you get close enough, particularly with the gold clamps and that, you'll be able, even putting gold menace on will drop their badges as well. You can unlock a lot of steals through that. You've also got, you know, Hall of Fame playmaking, you know, dribble moves. You got the 94 ball handle with the 93 speed with ball. You'd be lightning fast out of the triple threat. You've got a really great ability to shoot from deep, and also a form of finishing at the rim where you can unlock those pro contact dunks. So really versatile point guard. Despite the height of 6 foot, you'll be just like a little pest out there on the court that people just won't be able to stay away from or guard. So I think this will be a really fun build for all my guards out there. In terms of the takeovers, I just chose ankle breaking shots. You know, for Allen Iverson, that just made the most sense to me. And like I said, talking of, you know, what Shaq thought of little guards, Allen Iverson was the only one that just kept challenging him at the rim. So I thought finishing moves would be a good one to put on there as well. But as you can see, you've made a two-way three-point playmaker with shades of Allen Iverson, Tyrese Maxey, and Donovan Mitchell. So, you know, Allen Iverson's there. Even 2K believes it's a bit of an Allen Iverson build. So that's there if you like that. And we'll take a look at the badges. So for Allen Iverson, I want to just start off with the layup badges that we unlock. So, you know, gold fearless finisher and gold giant slayer, you know, is a little man, so we do need those on gold if we're going to make a realistic Iverson build. You know, posterizer, slither finishes help finish at the rim because we do have those contact dunks. Unstrippable just to make sure you don't get stripped. If you're going to make a realistic 2K build, you probably want limitless takeoff on gold. Oops, I don't think slither finisher was on there. So, you know, that could be a really good layout. You know, you may want to drop limitless takeoff down, put slither finisher on, and with the extra badge point, you know, you may just want to put it on acrobat because he was pretty crafty around the paint. Now for shooting, just things to help you, you know, shoot off the dribble. So the first ones we probably want to put on for Allen Iverson is circus threes, you know, set shooter, which, you know, gives a boost after standing still, you know, stop and pop, stand still 3-point shots after dribbling. We want mismatch expert because you are 6 foot, so even if you play shooting guard as well, so if you're coming up against a 6'4", 6'5" shooting guard, this badge will trigger. So it's a really important badge for the build. You know, rhythm shooter and chef, they're all great off the dribble badges. You know, he was a volume shooter, so we definitely want volume shooter on, you know, slippery off ball just to help run around. You know, snipers there, put it on gold. Limitless spot up because you do have an 88 3-point shot. You know, dead eye because you can just hit in people's faces. And with the last three, you know, you are playing as a shooting guard, so you might be playing off the ball. So catch and shoot could be one to go with. You know, you may want hot zone hunter as well. And he was really clutch, so I'm going to put clutch shooter on it too. Now for playmaking, we definitely want that bullet passer, and we definitely want Hall of Fame ankle breaker. You know, that's why we got the 94 ball handle. We want to put ankle breaker on because he's one of the best to ever do it. Allen Iverson in terms of, you know, breaking ankles. You know, quick chains there. You got triple threat juke to help out of the triple threat. You know, unpluckable, stop and go for speed. You know, quick first step, Hall of Fame. Tight handles, space creator for those step backs. You know, handles for days. You got downhill for a bit of speed. Diamond because he was able to get assists. You know, needle threader for those passes. And then glue hands as well. It's just a good badge to have. So that could be a good badge layout to have. You can always put extra badge, you know, with the 4 that you get when you start your career, just to boost a few badges in this part of the build. Now for defense, like I said, he was a steals champ, so we definitely want pickpocket, at least gold, preferably Hall of Fame for Allen Iverson. You know, tallest defender on bronze, pick dodgers there. You can put that on gold, interceptor on gold, and then clamps on gold. And you've still got one left over. You may want ball stripper just to help get some extra steals here and there. Maybe off-ball pest as well, just to help with a bit of contact off the ball, slowing opposition scorers down. All in all, that's the build. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a really great day.